Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Land of Dreams and Nightmares. I am your DM, Esper. I've got three guys with us at the moment, expecting to have Nick joining at any time. So maybe Arlen is really deep within the grips of the strange slumber. And let's get things kicked off because I'm really stoked to see what's going to happen this episode. If you guys would go ahead.
All right, so I am Adam with the A name in the alphabet, and as always, I am playing the mostly noble, though sometimes foibled, knight errant, human bard with a pair of paladin levels kicking around, Carderock Hawkness.
I am Vince, and I am playing Drake Fell, the Shadow Monk Cleric.
And I'm Warsor, and I'm playing Captain Noxiqual, the human Hexblade Warlock, level 11.
The Stormbringers are at the Silver Citadel, and last session was an immense one for many different reasons. You all met with some of the archmages. There was a high council meet. You also had some different individual private moments where you pursued your own interest. Drake had a prayer moment in a courtyard garden. Carderock had some interactions with the Archmage of Illusion and some funky stuff there, plus a servant guy who had a little smoke session with you. Noxiqual, you have largely recovered you've completely recovered by this point from your exhaustion. There was the High Council where there was different major representatives of the major factions of Drek and Grimm discussing and debating the coming war against the Mer Queen. And let's see, there was a grand tour that you all went on that included the Fulgorium chamber. That's at a dungeon level of the tower where they are channeling or generating elemental lightning that they are using to create magical components, magical energy, you could say. The war was more or less decided upon that it's going to be a staged, stage war with some different individual battles or sieges, the ruins of Rockness, Wraithstone, and they're thinking there's going to be another fortress along the way, and then finally the Mer Queen's castle. Lykar was visited by what he thought was a ghost, but it turned out to be a lost archmage named Peter Lonegriff, an archmage of chronomancy who he has never been talked about publicly and apparently was lost years ago. And as it turns out, he is the one that you've been getting bits of contact from over time as he's been trying to go through time to reach the Mer Queen when she was a younger woman before she became a lich. And you all, through divinations and deducing, pieced it together that her mother is really the lich, the original lich, I should say, and forced upon her lichdom. For some reason, that's still unclear, though the Mer Queen herself appears to have something special about her, and apparently her father was a fae. But Lykar went with Peter Lonegriff through the folds of time and space, reached her in the past, there in the dungeon of the Water Castle, and through force of will and arcane ability, plucked her out of the past into somewhere. Now, you all really aren't even aware of this, but I guess meta-wise, we all are. So Lykar took a big risk and to some extent succeeded. though the ramifications of that are yet to be seen. That's pretty much where we ended. And we'll be beginning this session with a dream. You all, and really everyone, and when I mean everyone in Dreckengrim, lights out. Everyone falls unconscious simultaneously.
I thought elves are immune to sleep spells.
If you are an elf and you do not sleep, I would say you'd go into a trance.
Okay, so somehow Drake falls into a trance. Okay.
You'd go into a trance, so you're not unconscious, but you're in the trance-like state, and you still have the vision. You see Amarantha, a pallid, gray, desiccated-skinned merfolk type being with hollowed sockets and little fiery pricks of fell light. She stares with this hollow, haunting gaze. You each are experiencing it simultaneously. You're not with anybody else. And then her face starts to change. It becomes less macabre, less deathly. And she transforms and she takes on flesh again and becomes a living woman. And she is reducing in age in this vision until she is a beautiful mermaid. She has violet hair, and her skin tone is not that of a typical person. There is something majestic and iridescent to her skin. She is clearly a fey-touched being. There is a great emanation from her, which gives you a mixture of emotions, something between enchantment and the allure of beauty and the surreal feeling of a dream and the little tingle of excitement and possibility and adventure. There is a wash of the sea mists, and they dissipate, and she is gone with the dissipating mists. Rising from the ocean is a seeress, a great wizened, a wise woman, truly rising up from the sea, and the strands of her hair are impossibly long, and they swirl through the waves and currents. The strands of her hair swirl through the waves and currents and flow upon the breezes, stretching out endlessly across the realm. And she weaves strands of her hair, braids them, and sends them out with great interest and great care. One dream ends and another one begins. This time you are all together. You all are in a altogether different dream. There's the entire Stormbringer party here. It is unmistakably the realm of Morpheus.
When you say everyone, do you mean Lykar, or is he absent?
Lykar is here. Robin is here. Kivish is here.
Oh, wow.
Everyone to ever born the moniker Stormbringer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is big then.
Yeah.
Are we going to be some random person who we don't know yet that's like a future Stormbringer?
Yeah, Arlen's there. Everyone who is a present and past Stormbringer is there. You see the beautiful rolling glades and hills of the spiritual realm of Morpheus the Dreamer. There are beautifully carved marbled benches. There's a pear tree with an owl in it. There's, misty clouds rolling gently through the sky, sweet heather on the breeze, flowers and warm grasses, and a pleasant realm of rest and healing. Morpheus himself is there, a statuesque man in a flowing robe, a long beard, and a tranquil, serene aura about him. And next to Lykar is a man. A man that you maybe have glimpsed before, a man wearing an archmage's robe. Welcome. Do not be alarmed. I have arranged this meeting in my realm of dreams. The god Morpheus extends a welcoming gesture to you all.
Noxiqual kind of like eye squinting at him. He's not super pleased to have the god interfering with him without him going to the god. This is very unusual.
Lykar, Peter, what have you done? When Morpheus asks them this question, you suddenly realize that they're not moving. They're completely frozen. He makes his way over to them. He places a hand on their shoulders. He touches them. He tries to wake them up or bring them fully into the realm. And there's a strange vibratory sound. And they actually just fade as though insubstantial, as though no more than an illusion.
What is going on? What have you done, Morpheus?
I have only brought together your party, for some great change has occurred in this realm.
What have you done to Lykar and that man?
I give you my word, I have done nothing. I did all that I could to awaken, to bring them fully here, but they dissipated away like smoke between my fingers.
He speaks true. I know not how gods work, but they were never fully here to begin with, I am sure. And from over somewhere, Kivish says, he only brings the will of the dreams, and there is nothing that he has done which was not already done and undone and redone and done and done and done.
Kivish, always great insight from you.
There is a tinkling sound as though wind chimes, and in the sky across the clouds are these waving strands of hair. Morpheus levitates up, and he lets them flow through his fingers, and he communes with whatever presence this is bringing. When he returns to you all, he bears news. Amarantha and Lykar seem to have disappeared entirely.
I don't understand what you're saying. Be more clear.
Do you know that man who was with Lykar just now?
I thought he was Lykar's grandfather. We've seen him in a couple dreams or something.
No, I think not. He did not bear countenance. He had no likeness of Lykar.
Well, then I'm confused. I have no idea who he is.
You all can roll an intelligence. See, Carderock, Kivish, Noxiqual, Drake, Robin as well. I'll roll for Robin.
Noxiqual doesn't make it.
Intelligence? Oh, I don't think this
Just
is...
intelligence?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if 11's going to make it. Drake's not the smartest guy.
All right, I somehow got an 18 on straight intelligence.
Okay. And 17 for Robin. So you two both have a vague recollection that you saw this man before in a vision. He was almost an apparition-like entity there in that vision of the water, the well dungeon beneath the water castle, calling out to Amarantha. So you have seen him before in a dream vision?
Yes, I have dreamt of him. No, he is not a Talvantis. Least of all, a direct descendant of the Titan. I know not who he is. Only that he was with her.
He was reaching out to her across a rift, trying to call to her.
Yes, it was him.
Yeah.
That was he. Lykar complained
I
of a
had
ghost.
hoped to find answers in communing with you all, but it seems there are yet more questions still.
What was the dream that just happened with the hair and Amarantha?
The hair is Sortiza, the great weaver, whose strands of fate cross all oceans and all realms. She is in a state of great protectiveness now. The mists of the Merqueen are gone.
Mists are gone?
The mists have dissipated.
Like, completely? All of a sudden?
They are gone, suddenly. The Sea of Dreams has cleared.
How can this be?
I was hoping that you all could bring enlightenment about this topic. You know not this man who attempted to reach the young Amarantha through some rift?
By the gods, there's a fortune to be made in trade through Grenadoa. No, I know not. Only that Lykar complained of a ghost.
A ghost.
Last night, before now. That night, is it now? I'm unsure. What time is it? The
If we
waking
could
world.
talk to Lykar, he might be able to provide more answers. Every time the dream has happened, it's always been him that's somehow connected to that dream.
Yes, O great and mighty Morpheus. Though I never fully swore the oath of your holy warrior, would you grant me the boon of bringing him back? We might speak with him for a moment.
Would that I could. If this boon were mine to give, it would be yours.
Well, whose is it? If not yours.
I know not where he is. He seems to have gone entirely. I will commune further with Sortiza. She has never been this present in Drekengrim. Well, not for a long, long time. Not since the Age of Conquest.
I have a question for you, Morpheus. All-knowing dreamer. Were you aware that Hoxmarta was the one who is the mother of Amarantha, and she was a lich and forced lichhood upon Amarantha?
To my knowledge, the mother of Amarantha was Fanagale, and that Amarantha slew her own mother after becoming a lich.
That is not what we saw when the Silver Citadel dived into the divinations of the past. Are you saying that you did not know?
I did not. Thick are her mists. thick were her mists, and there was much deception about.
Could they still be different women? With Boxmarta replacing her mother. Kidnapping the Mer Queen.
I suppose it could be possible. It could have been a bluff all along, a deception.
Well, it may no longer matter, but do you know who the father of Amarantha was?
If you will, grant me your patience. I will commune farther with Certeza, for I have not seen her this active in many a year.
It's your dream. We're just here for the ride. Please go.
Once again, rising up, levitating into the clouds goes Morpheus to read the strands and to commune with the great weaver of fate, the great seeress from the deeps.
Is he going to be a while? Are we going to be sitting down here for a bit?
You have some time.
Card turns to Drake. Oh, Drake. When he gets back down here, if he has some insight, children of Sumnerfield always tell tales about hags. Poxmarta seems as one might have stolen a mother, claimed a mer offspring as her own. My money's on hags. What do you say?
How much are we betting on this one?
50.
I agree. No, I don't think it is hags.
Is Arlen here with us, just out of curiosity? Like, he's here, but
Yes.
he's not saying anything, I assume.
Yes, Arlen is close to Noxiqual and watching things observantly, though he has not said much yet.
He's just taking it all in, I'm sure. Yeah. I know he's not one for the gods that much either.
He seems pretty cautious.
Yeah. I feel like Noxiqual, if they're going to be a minute, having their divine tea and chat upstairs while we mortals wait on their pleasure. I feel like while I'm in the dream realm, maybe I can use this to commune with the masked one and find out if he knows anything about what's going on. Not that he's omnipotent or anything, but maybe he has a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And
I guess
you sense that this is not a place that the masked one
can come. Yeah.
Enter. He would need like a plane shifting, teleporting kind of magic to get to where you are at the moment.
That's fair.
He does have a way that seems to move between shadows of the world, and maybe the Shadowfell. But you have
The Shadowfell touches our world, which would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily touch the realm of dreams.
Yes,
I get it.
That would be it. So there is a bit of time, but if you all don't have any immediate amongst yourselves conversation, Morpheus will come back down with further learnings, insights, and knowledge from Sortiza.
Gift us your knowledge from the divine.
There's a third god happening here as well.
Oh shit!
Remember the constellation that you saw in the eastern horizon? Yeah, you faintly can see that star constellation through as well. Illis the lantern.
God damn it!
Yeah.
I wish Thanel was here because I would rub in her face the gods don't know everything. I'll be like, yeah, look, they don't know everything.
So there is a triune amongst these gods in the realm of Morpheus, though he's the only one that seems to be like fully present here. It's his spiritual realm. So time does pass, and he comes back down to you all. There are a few things that you all should know, and this will have great bearing upon our immediate circumstances. Are any of you aware of the auspexes?
I've heard the word, though I believe it was in a song. I shan't repeat what it rhymed with.
Truly, there are many songs that do mention them. They would all be in the Sylvan tongue, as far as I would know.
Do I know anything about them? It seems
anyone can make an Arcana check if you would like to see if you're knowledgeable of this lore.
Let's see. That plus Arcana. I have a 21.
I doubt a 10's going to do me any good.
Card has a 13, but I feel like 21 probably is a little bit better than that.
10 and 13 isn't quite enough. This is a bit more esoteric. 21 definitely gives you some knowledge about it. So the Auspexes are rare creatures from the Feywild.
Oh.
They are special Fey creatures. They are living embodiments, manifestations of certain forces of existence, forces that the Feywild really possesses.
Are these things like the Bear King and the River something and all that?
Those seem more
Are
like
those
you're speaking about Archfey or like great primal spirits.
Yeah.
So the Auspexes really are more like think of it like an avatar of a force of existence. So there is an Auspex of dreams, an Auspex of beauty, an Auspex of the seasons, qualities that obviously exist in the world and in all of the cosmos, but the Feywild, they really encapsulate them. And from time to time, an Auspex will pass away and a new one will be born, like a baby will be born and will just have that power. Think of it like how a sorcerer might be born with power flowing through their veins. It's kind of sorcerer-like, but it's like immense conduit of Fey power.
It's not necessarily a bloodline, it seems.
Exactly. It's not necessarily a bloodline at all. They're born in the Feywild, and the Feywild is an unpredictable, surreal, dreamy place. So that is like a baseline thing. You're aware of what Auspexes are, these beings of conduits of the Feywild that are born in the Feywild. It has been brought to my awareness, enlightened by the Lord of Light and the Lady of Fate. We have Auspexes dwelling amongst us in Dreckengrim. Amarantha's mother was of the Merfolk, and her father was a Fey of an Eladrin, a Ladrin of the Feywild.
I was not going to correct you until you, I was like, I know what he meant.
An Eladrin of the Feywild. Strange as it seems, Amarantha was born the Auspex of dreams.
Which explains her powers and abilities, which defy normal liches and other such things.
And that her mother was able to exploit and manipulate in a dark way.
So then it still looks as though that Pax Marta is the true power behind this.
I would say so. Without Amarantha and the conduit that she was, her influence will be greatly diminished, though.
A nightmare realm.
Yes. Which there is much we could say about that, though I would not discount the capabilities of Pax Marta herself.
Oh no!
There is a second Auspex dwelling in the world. And
just one.
He is with us, right here and now. He gestures to Robin.
Oh yeah, Robin's here. I totally forgot about that.
Oh God, that explains so much.
Robin, you have hid your mother's identity for so long. And I know there's great tragedy there. You were born the Auspex of beauty. I do think I am pretty handsome. It is a strange phenomenon that these auspexes were born in the world, but we have very much of an idea as to how this happened. In the prior age, the age of conquest, there were clashes of gods and titans here in Dreckengrim. I myself was included in that. Illis the Lantern, the elves, to protect their realm from suffering the ravages of these great titanic battlefields, merged the western realms of Dreckengrim with the Feywild, the Osterwald Forest, the Isle of Ishkadam. Amarantha's father is from that forest. Amarantha was born in that forest. Robin was born on the Isle of Ishkadam. The elves have yet to ally with any of us, and they remain cloistered away in their own haven.
So these aspects, they're all born of the Feywild, it sounds like.
Yes, they would be born in the Feywild. But as it seems, the elven rituals have merged the Feywild and the mortal world in the Osterwald Forest in the Western Isles.
Which is why there are aspects in our realm, when normally they are not.
Yes. But Amarantha is gone, and I'm not sure what the implications are not having an aspects alive.
So
has a new one been born upon her disappearance? Or will dreams be gone? I'm not sure.
Coward, having been sort of deep in thought this whole time, thinks aloud. Eladrin, you say? We did meet one of those upon the steps of the Silver Citadel. Wonder what he was doing snooping around.
We'd have to ask him, but we didn't get a good enough look, and he ran like a rabbit as soon as he thought that he had been seen.
Yes. Perhaps we should seek him out once more.
That is a very good question. Sortiza is working diligently and with great care. She works to ensure that the very fabric of existence is not unraveling due to what has taken place. Something has happened with the fabric of existence, with time, with fate.
Well, Amarantha's entire history has been rewritten.
Well, wait, so she's still the aspects of dreams, though, even if she's somewhere else, right?
She is. She is the aspect of dreams.
But it depends on where she's at.
Yeah.
And
it seems that Sortiza is like doing her best to take control of things. Otherwise, like all of reality is going to start to like unravel, like butterfly effect.
Sortiza is the DM in this case, making all the tidy, neat ends so that history makes sense. If you will.
We've been pulling on that one string for a little too long. Now she's trying to fix it.
Yeah, that NPC can't be plot armor. Kill him off. Wait. And if he dies, he can't be the father of... And if she never exists, then where did the city of...
And you never defeated the Sphinx back then, so Carderock swore his allegiance to it. No, I'm just kidding.
There are terrible ramifications.
Drake never made that oath to Noxiqual.
But yeah, so out of character, the implication here is that there definitely are supposed to be two auspexes or auspices or whatever the plural is in the world right now, and one of them has been removed. Amarantha has been in some way completely removed.
Doesn't matter to me. Like, honestly, it seems like it simplifies things. Although it does allow the gods a greater hand.
On one hand, it does.
Yeah.
It does remove a layer of complication, but on the other hand, another layer has been added. Sortiza the Weaver works to ensure the very fabric of existence doesn't unravel due to the altering of the past, though not everyone and everything can be assured safety. It's all too complicated. There's too much. If her presence were stronger in Dreckengrim, her guiding strands would be able to ensure greater security.
Yes, O wise Noxiqual, for you see a hoop is simpler than a bucket. yet does not hold nearly quite as much water. I think you'll find.
Most concerned about water right now.
Drake, so this might be of interest to you because it sounds like even though Sortiz is doing what she can, there's going to be weird effects on reality due to what just happened, Amarantha being taken out of the past. But if Sortiza's connection can be made stronger, if her presence can be brought more into Dreckengrim, it will stabilize and make things more secure. And you are aware now of the Broken Bell Temple in Gitzgrond. Diagnosis even said, get on down there and secure that location. And you learned that Broken Bell was a temple of Sortiza before it fell into ruin.
All right, so at this point, Drake's going to speak up. Captain, we might be able to help this goddess. The Temple of Broken Bells was once a temple of hers, and Diagnosis gave me charge to go and secure it. Perhaps if we can make haste to it, we can find something that can help her there before this gets worse or an enemy of ours secures it themselves.
He speaks true, Nox. Not only do we restore a temple, but I sense storms to be brought. Coin to be made.
It is a possible course of action, though there are many that I must consider once we know what the actual effects are of Amarantha's disappearance from reality.
Just to give everyone a reference here. All right, there you are at the Silver Citadel. Currently, your ship, Storm's Eye, is here at Devil's Den. Going down here, there's Grenadoa, the largest port town. This is a region of Gitzgrond. It's a southern peninsula of Dreckengrim, a rocky Badlands sort of area, one of the lowest elevations of Dreckengrim. Broken Bell Temple is here. According to your map, it's not a destroyed place, but from what you know, it has not been attended to by acolytes or clerics for some time, and whatever divine power was there was choked out with the curse of the Mer Queen, the mist that blocked out the divine for the most part in Dreckengrim. And on that note, on that very note, the divine is returning to Dreckengrim. Even now, bringing you to this place, felt as it did in the days of yore. And it is true. Before, the only way you communed with Morpheus was to literally go to his temple and be right there physically in his presence.
Yeah, Noxiqual's not super thrilled about this, but he knows better than to say it in the presence of like 3 gods, so it's what it is.
See, Nox? Behold, I told you the gods had power.
I never was in dispute that they had power. It was more...
And Card also looks over at Drake and says, and you, yes, you, shut that flapping trap of yours, thy knave, this moment.
Drake's just going to step and pull out a hand.
And yeah, he hits.
He quickly counts and then he tosses back 10 of the 10, the Carderock. Going.
Okay.
I feel like
I didn't get the right answer, so...
You're in a dream and you're passing money. It doesn't exist. I feel like the gods just sitting there like, okay then.
It doesn't matter.
The owl of Morpheus cocks its head. There was much to speak of. Perhaps we should speak again in the coming days.
Perhaps. I am sure that there is much that this will change, but it will take a little time for me to assess exactly where we stand.
With that, Morpheus gives a final blessing to Drake, as he is your patron, or one of your patron deities. I guess Dionysus might be primary, and
Yeah, Dionysus would be primary, and Morpheus would be like a secondary.
Yeah, or I mean, they could be equal. They don't have to have a ranking if you don't want them to.
As of right now, I'm
You
not
did
sure
get the
what they
Twilight
would.
domain from Morpheus. So
Yeah, so I would
that's
say they'd probably be on equal terms.
yeah,
more.
which is fine. I mean, clerics can serve
And from my
groups or pantheons if they.
Yeah, and from my understanding, Dionysus and Morpheus are on good terms, so Drake's not worried about upsetting one or the other by having them both kind of equal.
Yeah, he'll bandage me up after I'm done slaying demons. All right. So yes, Morpheus gives you his blessing. Trust in yourself, Drake. Follow your heart. Do not fear the shadows. Do not fear the ruins of the past.
I shall, and thank you.
So he bids you, follow your heart, and you will do what is right. You'll take the correct course of action as you're at a bit of a juncture or fork in the road here. So the dream ends. You all awaken there, like on the floor in the Silver Citadel, and there are other people, like a few of the archmages. Dorian Keldon, the diviner, is standing over you. There are some servants. They all woke up before you because their dream was much shorter, and you all come to, and they're relieved. Oh, thank the graces! We thought that you might be lost in slumber eternal.
Wait, you didn't fall asleep?
Yes, but we all woke up and you lie there.
Ah, yeah, I guess we did have a secondary dream.
We all shared the same dream, all of us.
I suppose the gods wish to speak with us a little bit longer than you.
Damn.
Why would they not want to speak with us as well? We have consulted with Mitra Sat Seal some months back. We are not unliked by the divine.
Card just grabs the holy symbol of Morpheus necklace and for a second.
Don't.
Yes, maybe we should make a pilgrimage to the Ambrosia Temple at some point once this all has been settled.
It's a nice place. They've restored it quite nicely.
The mists are gone.
In there now.
We have been told by Sortiza and Morpheus that the mists that surround the Drekengrim have lifted. They are no longer present.
The mists have lifted.
Yes.
Well, that is fantastic news. Incredible. But how?
Amarantha is no longer a lich, and she is no longer on this. She is no longer here, is all that we know.
How do you know this to be true?
Well, let's see. Morpheus, Sortiza, and Illus the Lantern just told us.
Where is Lycar? We cannot find him.
That might be part of the reason why.
He is not dead, but he is gone. He's the reason for this. Him and
We never got his name.
someone.
Peter Lonegriff?
Oh, yeah.
Do we know that name is the question.
Yeah.
Oh.
We don't know that name.
Peter Lonegriff, apparently. Has something to do with all this.
Yeah, you got the name from the gods there.
Oh, wait. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah. So you say Peter Lonegriff and Dorian Keldon, and there's a couple other archmages there. There is also Saya Freylis, the archmage of evocation.
Mhm.
There's her, and there is also Hansel Gekri, the archmage of necromancy. And they throw each other looks. And Saya, who's usually kind of off in her own little spaced out world. Peter. Yes, he turned into a ghost. How? But Peter has been gone for decades.
I don't have that answer for you. You'd probably have better luck divining it yourself, Dorian.
Yes. It must have come back.
We should speak. So they're going to have a meeting with you all, and it's going to be like a lunch as well. Everyone needs their strength, and the servants are bringing in water and wines and fruits and breads and meats and cheeses, and it's a
I have
big
a
luncheon.
question. As far as history has been altered, are our memories of like the Merqueen still there? Like the same memory?
Yeah,
Like,
immediately, like you don't notice any changes.
huh.
No apparent changes have happened in any kind of way to anyone or anything.
But my memory of the history of the Mists have always been there. Amaranth has always been the Lich
Yes.
Queen. History has not changed at all. It's just suddenly something happened in the present. It feels like it just flipped on.
Uh-huh.
It hasn't changed the past for us as far as we remember.
So far, no. So far, everything seems the same.
Till my hand starts fading away.
Well, actually, you will notice something like that happening. Maybe not to your hand. We're gonna have a little roll coming up here soon.
Oh, jeez.
Because there's only so much Sortiza can do to hold reality together here.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Suddenly I
so
gain like 7 more levels. No.
you actually were just born like a really good kid, and you're just like a naval officer of Grenadoa.
Yeah, man, Noxiqual, the
Your whole
lawfully
clothing
good
just
paladin.
like changes.
Yeah, my warlock levels go away. I'm a paladin now.
All right. Let's hope it doesn't come to all that.
Oh god. No.
So they have this private luncheon here. Peter Lonegriff is a secret of the Silver Citadel, and I suppose not much of a secret to you all anymore.
Considering
Not
that
to interrupt too hard, but are all the archmages there?
Yes, they all are. All 8 of them are there. So just real quick, I'll run through them just to help everyone keep straight. Kyger Sinkatel, he's a high elf archmage of abjuration. Boxbrom Tealbeard, he's a halfling of conjuration. Dorian Keldon, human, divination. Mielga Tulane, she's human, enchantment. Braylith of Undyne, high elf, illusion. Saya Freylis, human, evocation. Hansel Gekri, human, necromancy. Wolfgang Ironskins, human, transmutation. I'll do my best to keep these organized for everyone. So I'll probably also, besides their name, say their school whenever I refer to them.
I got them written down, so I should.
Okay. And I can also put them in the chat here.
I already did.
Okay. Well, I'll put them in the chat just for the benefit of everyone.
I was about to type it out, but you go right ahead. Yeah.
I can quickly copy and paste here. All right. And there we are. Okay. So everyone's got that in a comment there. Oh, I'm sorry, that didn't come out right with the formatting.
I got this. Esper,
all right.
I got it.
Dorian Keldon, the diviner, is the main speaker here. So I'll let you know if anyone else talks. Peter Lonegriff was an archmage for a time. He was never a public figure, as the school of magic that he was involved in is known as chronomancy, and it is of much controversy. It is the least understood school of magic, and it is considered the most dangerous school of magic. And though we made the best efforts possible to keep his experimentations contained and utmost cautious, it is something that mortals will never mate a temper with. And he disappeared. We thought he was gone forever. From time to time, we have heard trickles of rumors from servants that they've seen ghosts in the refuse chamber. That was his old chambers. That was where he performed his experimentations long ago. We converted it into a refuse chamber later.
A bit harsh, wouldn't you say?
Well, we hope that all that business was just done with. His writings are kept sealed away and protected, and we hope that no one tampers with that again.
Considering that
if Lykar went with him somehow through the folds of time, if they still exist in some in-between space, your friend might be lost forever as well.
I don't accept that. I would like to see his writings and anything that relates to him. Lykar Talvantis was one of my crew, and he was willing to fight for the Silver Citadel in exchange for his family name being cleared.
The halfling Boxbrom interjects.
Well, I'd like to see the arse of Lady Rodvin. Doesn't mean it's going to happen.
You?
I'm not going to see outsiders through the most private and secretive of confidential archives of the Silver Citadel.
You dare not speak such ill of a lady of nobility.
You dare not speak anything at all. You have no privilege to even be here. This is a private meeting of archmages, and we've got these renegades amongst us.
If I might for a moment, when this one speaks with such fire, normally, believe me, I'm the first to find somewhere for a quiet drink to wait it out, but you listen to what he says. He wants to see this, and I want to see it too. And if you're going to stand in his way and it comes to blows, I'm on his side.
I will decide with my captain as well.
You would be blown to oblivion and back if you dared stand against the might of the Silver Citadel.
Well, then I'd go to oblivion and back as a Stormbringer. And you?
Calm down, everyone. I think we're getting a little off topic here. What is important is that Peter Lonegriff and Lykar have accomplished something that the entire Silver Citadel was arranging a council of all the powers in Drakengrim to try to do, to remove Amarantha.
Quite.
I would say that you owe him a great debt.
They were a needle to perform the task of a hammer.
No. We should not hasten or rush to any sort of conclusions. We have many questions that must be answered before we can even know what the situation is. Where do we stand? Is Pax Marta now the leader of the undead armies? Was she alone? Is there still a war? Are we still facing the hordes of the dead?
I would suggest, based on what I know, that things are still in a state of flux. So Ortiza, the Weaver, from my understanding, is struggling to hold reality together right now. We could all end up in the void of nothingness in the next couple seconds, or reality could change, and suddenly the Archmage of Aberration is no longer a high elf, he's a halfling. Or the halfling, could turn into an elf.
Drake's going to look at...
Note.
Yeah. I gave Esper an idea.
You just reminded me.
I was going to have...
Only a minor effect occurs.
All right.
One of the archmages, there is a faint shifting effect of the attire, of the appearance, of the age, just the whole of this person for just a few moments wavers, as if different variations and possibilities of who this could have ever even been. This is, say, a Freyless, the evoker woman.
Yeah.
And she just kind of like phases out, and she does that anyways, right? And
yeah, right.
It lasts just a moment, and then it all like locks back in, and she holds the integrity of who she is and who she has always been.
Okay.
My aunt's cat scratched me when I was a kid once. It got really infected. Forgot all about that. Hated that cat.
Did everyone else just see that?
They're
No, that was in character.
They're all like just a bit aghast at what they just beheld.
They just saw a human rendered incorrectly, and then just sort of play an idle animation wrong and have their head go the other way for a moment.
Drake's going to look at Noxiqual, wondering if he should bring up the temple. I given him the silent question. Should we bring up the temple?
Is that a verbal question? Like,
No, it's a silent question. He's giving him the like a look. Should we bring up the information about the Broken Bells temple?
I feel like I don't have telepathy with you, so you give me a look, like
Well,
give me.
no, it's like a raised eyebrow and then quick glance down in the direction of where that temple would be on the mainland or on the Drakengrim.
Is there a map that you're looking at, just to be sure?
Yeah, you'd be looking down at where the temple is at.
She just raised an eyebrow, looked at Noxiqual, and then looked at the south wall, basically.
Well, at the
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, wait, is there a map in front of us, Esper?
Is there something amiss here? Is everything all right?
I'm not certain.
Yes, quite
there
all right.
might,
No
there
problem
might be
at all.
something that can help, but I am unsure. I have been tasked to go to the Broken Bells temple by diagnosis and secure it. While it's a temple to the Weaver, it might hold the key to helping her.
Broken Bell Temple, yes, in Gitsgrond.
Yes.
Forlorn place. It fell during the prior age.
What exactly are you proposing, Drake, and for what purpose?
At least
I heard nothing of this task set to you by your deity.
this was shortly after we arrived here. I prayed to him, seeking some guidance on what to do after my oath to you has been fulfilled.
I see.
And he directed me to securing the temple of the Broken Bells. But now with all this going on, I wonder if I should go alone or if we possibly could go together to secure it. If you do not wish to go, I wish permission to go, giving up my oath to you, because I believe this may hold the key to helping keep reality together.
Well, first, before all that, I think there's a matter that just happened in front of us of that wavering thing. Did any of, like, the mages, do you...
They're
know
stunned.
what
Yeah,
that
they're
was?
stunned, and they're already like chattering amongst themselves. They have just a million questions.
Like, that seems
I-
a little
I-
bit more urgent.
I must
No,
use
I
sendings.
agree.
I'm going to use sendings. I need to contact others in different parts of the realm. I will find what information I can. Dorian wants to like go into his own chamber and just do sending spells for a while.
Uh-huh.
He's got the divination. He's going to probably do some scrying. He's going to start like reaching out with his divination powers across the realm to glean what all he can from the situation.
Can I ask, is there a place where I could, I don't know, ideally my ship would be the place I would go, but I cannot bring my ship here. Is there some place I can be to commune with my patron within the temple or within the Silver Citadel?
Well, I don't know if we have exactly what you're looking for. We don't have a link to the
Shadowfell.
to the Shadowfell, but you are welcome to make usage of any quiet corner or study room if that would.
So long as there a place where I can send out and be still warded against the Merqueen's mother, Pax Marta, that would suffice.
Yes, well, we've given you access to much of our grounds. I
Right.
certainly hope you can find a suitable location somewhere.
So long as the Silver Citadel has no problem with an extra planner being visiting me here, that should be fine.
Well, ordinarily we would have a problem with that, but these are very exceptional times that we are living in.
And that's why I asked permission.
I appreciate your courtesy there. And Drake, you need to do what you think is best. I personally would be in favor of doing what is necessary to ensure the security of not just our realm, but our very existence.
Yeah, I think that's kind of top priority.
There is another NPC who's in favor of this. He's a high elf. His name is Conversing.
Kyger.
Yeah, he's the
Archmage of
archmage of abjuration. You've met him a couple times before. He's not the loudest one. He's generally a little bit more low key and friendly. Drake, I think this is a marvelous idea. It is opportunity that you should take advantage of to go to this temple. Now is the time. It is a crucial moment. The timing of this would be very important. And if you could do this, recover whatever relics are needed, or I don't know what exactly happened when this broken bell place came unto ruin. But if you could fulfill this, we will work here. Our best efforts here. Together, we should probably have even stronger campaigns than before.
I cannot leave without my captain's permission.
Captain,
So
do you give support to your ally in this most important quest?
This may be a matter for all the Stormbringers and not just Drake. I would like to discuss it further before we simply give permission to one of my crew if the entire crew is going to be involved. Seems kind of redundant.
Yes, well, I understand you must consider this. Please consider it with a great affection.
Yes, we are, as merchants sometimes call, a package deal.
Yes,
You can't acquire us services piecemeal, you see.
Yeah, there is no other way that I would imagine this happening. You would all go together. The dangers of Git's Grand are known to be terrible.
Yes.
This is not the place where men tread.
Drake, this does not simply affect you and is not simply a task that you have to undertake alone. Let us.
It would be very challenging to go at it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that I personally abide by the don't split the party paranoia. I think splitting the party leads to great fun.
It can lead to great drama.
It can. It can also lead to terrible doom, but the terrible doom can be very fun, or at least memorable.
It can be very dramatic. Yes.
Yeah.
But also out of character, there is no way I'm letting Drake go down there without a card, because Broken Bell Temple is in very close proximity to a dungeon that looks like a
The
face.
skull.
And Card wants to go exploring.
I feel like
I don't know about card, I just know I do.
I feel like this is the one unifying theme of all your characters, Kivish and you shared.
They're just like dungeons that look like faces.
Yeah. All right,
Just
so
face
your
that, let's go over
party
there. Yeah.
your party is going to discuss this more. Noxiqual is going to try to consult with the masked one.
Just my initial gut instinct is yes, that we'll do this. Just so we all, as players, are on the same page. I don't want to say that because Noxiqual doesn't want to make a snap decision here when he doesn't have all the facts.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, and this is why Drake is going. He's got his oath to Noxiqual. He doesn't want to break the oath. The only way he would leave is either with the captain's permission or Noxiqual saying, "You're free of your oath. Go do what you need to do."
And Drake bringing that up basically put it in perspective, and Noxiqual's like, well, there's no need to even discuss it. If we're going to go together, we're going. Otherwise, we'll figure out how to deal with your oath. Because he's not necessarily going to just make you be an oathbreaker, but there may be some sort of compensationary deed that you have to do at a future point.
Yeah, well, Drake. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like Drake doesn't want to break that oath, so that again, the only two ways for him to go is either permission to go complete the task and come back, or his oath is Noxiqual is going to get freedom of the oath.
Generally speaking, there's always negotiating room.
Yeah,
I don't believe Noxiqual is going to be a hard charging. No, you're an oathbreaker, or you serve me. He's awful evil, but he's negotiable. He knows when to bend. So long as he gets something out of it, I think he would be able to release you from your oath.
Drake has a few magical items that he could trade. There's that weird stone that's supposed to summon an earth golem that he still has.
Magic items, maybe, but more likely some sort of
Favor.
you would do. Yeah, you would do something for him in the future or
Yeah.
during the time that we're off doing stuff. Anyways, let's get into
Yeah.
other thing.
Dorian Keldon is very much of a mind to go into his own chamber and do scrying, sending, utilize all divination as he can to gather information about the current circumstance. The other archmages, they are, in the midst of endlessly speculating over what's going on. Some of them can aid Dorian in his divinations. Others, they are of a mind to pursue, other, meeting with the other factions that are here and to pursue other tasks. So if you all want, we can go into some more personal questions and researching and things.
Yes, I was going to say there was that thing that I wanted to take care of. I messaged you about between sessions, the library research. It kind of feels there wasn't a good place to insert that.
Well, let's do that. Let's open this up into some things.
Drake's got one thing he wants to do. It's more.
Okay.
He's got a question more for one of the archmages.
Yeah,
And
you all have things you
Card
want to
has
do.
one
I've got
too,
some
so
stuff that
yeah.
I can throw in here too. So let's open it up to that. Who wants to go first?
Noxiqual, but
well, Drake's question is pretty simple. He just wants to talk to the archmage of enchantment. I want to say, give me a second. I got to double check. That's Miglon Tulin, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly.
Mielga,
yeah.
Mielga Tulane.
Yeah.
Yes, I am a Mielga Tulane. She's maybe a little bit older though.
Yeah.
Yes, Drake. Let us speak. What is on your mind?
Weapon enchantments. I am looking to focus this journey that we are about to take, either by myself or with my group. I know will be dangerous. Is there any way to enchant clothing without it becoming true armor?
Yes, of course. Now, you might be confusing my abilities for the crafting of magic items, which I can do, though I am an enchanter of minds. Tell me what it is that you are looking for. Something like a mage's robe?
Similar. I am follow the path of the monk, as well as the clerics of healing. But I do not have much defense other than being able to dodge. I worry that if that ability is taken from me, I'll be easily defeated in combat. So something to help give me extra strength against blows would be grateful.
Tell me, what type of accoutrement do you make usage of as of right now?
I have just recently acquired a cloak of displacement, and I have a ring of protection. I look for...
You seem most well protected then.
Yes, but it never hurts to be more. But the more and more we face, I worry that possibly that at some point that not what I have is enough.
Would you be able to make usage of an amulet of protection?
I would.
This is something they could certainly produce for you here. Let me take a look. Is it not called Amulet of Protection? It's similar to the ring?
Yeah.
Amulet of... What was Amulet of Protection? Someone throw me a bone here. What's it called? It gives you +1 to AC and saves. Necklace of Protection?
That might be it. I don't remember.
Talisman of Protection?
Let me find it. Give me just a second.
There's a ring and there's also a necklace type one.
There's a cloak. There's a
Yes, it's a cloak of protection.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, well, I already have the cloak of displacement, so he wouldn't be able to use the cloak.
Mm-hmm. Can you
Look
wear?
at-
Can you wear
There
two
is an
rings?
Iron Stone of protection, which orbits your head and gives a +1 to bonus to AC.
2 rings would work. He would just remove his ring of disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Ring of protection is rare, and Iron Stone of protection is rare.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Drake already has a ring of protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would work. But I assume it's okay to wear 2 rings, like one on each
I
hand.
mean, you're using attunements for it, and you can only have 2 rings on.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how you want to use your ring slots, I guess.
Yeah, like 1 magic ring per hand. It makes sense to me. It's a rare magic item, and I'll tell you the cost for them to forge this magic item for you. Oh, I seem to have frozen here. Am I still?
You're still moving on my screen.
I'm still good. Okay, all right. It's fine. I guess it just lagged for a second there on my actual document here. All right. Well, I thought I had it there. Hold on, bear with me 1 second. I guess I have it in a different folder. Yes, there we are. Ring of protection. We could have a ring of protection forged for you. Being Drake Fell of the Stormbringers, it would be something we would prioritize. It could happen very quickly. We could have it ready for you within 1 day. The payment for the residuum needed to craft this item, the gold for the ring and all, we would charge you a total of 800 gold pieces.
That is fair, and I'd be much grateful for it.
Well, you are fighting the good fight, and anything that we can do to bolster your defenses is beneficial to us as well.
Thank you. I will go and retrieve the gold that is needed, and where shall I go to pay? Who should I be paying?
She escorts you to Strom Glansden. He's an artificer fellow who works here, and he's able to craft things within a certain limitation, but he's a very skilled magical artisan. And she will take you to him. She'll collect the payment, and he's basically making this for you at no profit at all to the temple. You're literally just paying for the raw components.
All right. So then Drake will give him the 800. Actually, he's going to give him 850.
I will make this my priority. I will have the ring ready by nightfall. I swear it.
I thank you for that.
He holds up a hammer with like an engraved name on it. By the hammer of my great-great-great-grandfather, your ring will be forged before the sun sinks beneath the horizon this evening. Ah!
And then he reaches into like a cabinet and like pulls out a finished ring and like puts it underneath. We have to take a couple shortcuts.
All right. Yeah. No, thank you. Because
the blades and arrows of your foes will be turned at the magical force that surrounds you.
yeah, the reason I'm thinking of getting it is we keep seeming to run into more and more stuff that this would be a great help against. So I already have Drake as near untouchable. I want Drake to be completely untouchable.
So long as you're the tank, I'm fine with it.
Well,
Taking the hit so I don't have to.
well, with this, if get in. I'll have an AC of 22. You add in the Cloak of Displacement. He's literally, as I said, pretty much near untouchable. Like, as long as he doesn't get hit, everyone's going to have attack disadvantages.
I mean, when's the next time we're going to be at the Silver Citadel? You might as well, right?
Yeah. So it's like, it was that, or see if you can get those wraps that he uses for his hands enchanted to do more damage. But honestly, I'd rather get the protection because Drake's better at keeping everyone focused on him.
Yeah, man.
Just getting up there in the front. And with the tattoo, it's perfect now, the way he's going to be doing stuff.
You're good. I understand.
So thank you, Esper, for letting me get another ring of protection. So I got to do a little item movement around, but I should be able to do both rings of enchantment and the Cloak of Displacement.
Very well. All right, so if someone has something that their character wants to pursue, let me know. Otherwise, I've got some stuff that NPCs are going to pursue.
I mean,
I think Card and
the
Nox
library stuff.
too, so I know Card had one last time, so I think Nox would be first in line this time.
Okay. Yeah, I had the library stuff from last time that I would have been doing leading up to the meeting.
You have been reading and researching in the library of the Silver Citadel, the lower library.
Yes. I've been seeking out information specific to some of my goals with the temple at the end of the world, Victorial, and anything that I might find a weakness on him or what he is. Like, basically, I want to find information I don't already have.
Okay. Why don't you spend some time then researching in this library and make an investigation check as part of this?
Investigation, my favorite skill. Yeah, no, that's not going to do it. I got a 4.
You're not coming up with anything, at least not what you're doing there at the moment.
Yeah, seems legit.
What about this idea of yours to speak with the masked one?
I would like to do that, yes.
Do you go to an exterior location or somewhere inside?
It would be nice. Exterior, is there a cave or some sort of dark area that I can find?
Okay, so you go outside of the Great Tower,
Yeah.
and you're in one of these like ring-shaped. It's more than a courtyard because there's some buildings and whatnot, and then there's another concentric ring. So you're within the first ring wall, going about. There definitely are not caves, but there is a rock garden where you can go behind these large rock formations. So they're big enough to where they would be taller than you, and you could be like in the shadows behind them.
I was going to say, and also do it at evening or nighttime. Evening would be ideal because the shadows are longest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, when it's nighttime, there are no shadows in theory unless you bring a light source.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh yeah, and you've got like the whole of the mountain to your west, so the shadows get very shadowy in the shadow of the mountain peak.
I feel like that's the best time to contact the masked one because the shadows, it's closest. It's kind of like the time of day to do it.
Yes, very very well. So you're between a large rock and the tower proper.
Yeah.
And you reach out to the masked one. He actually appears readily this time. I've been trying to get in touch with you.
It's been difficult. I have been incapacitated by the Merqueen, Pox Marta's dreams for the past week. And then we reached the Silver Citadel and fell under its protections. And
I saw the dream. I had the vision as well.
Oh. Were you able to withstand it? I assume you're not flesh and blood like me.
Well, I have not noticed anything yet, but there is something very strange happening.
Oh, you're talking about that dream. Yes.
There was a worldwide dream, Noxiqual. Or at least realm-wide. Everyone in Dreckengrim seems to have had it at the same time.
Yes, I can enlighten you a little bit more to it. It seems that Lykar and a Peter Lonegriff, an archmage of chronomancy from the Silver Citadel. Yes, I apparently a secret of the Silver Citadel. He manipulated time. They went back in time and saved Pox Marta or Amarantha, not Pox Marta, Amarantha from becoming the Mer Queen before she was turned into a lich.
Oh. Well, that greatly changes things, and it makes much sense, this vision.
Yes, apparently the mists are gone. The gods are all scrambling to try and figure out what's going on and how to prevent reality from collapsing. Sortiva is desperately weaving reality back together to try and prevent it from shifting in chaotic and destructive ways.
Sortiza, yes. Favor of prophets. Isn't it so interesting that the prophecies all come true for those following the gods that give the prophecies to them?
I know, right?
There
However,
are many secrets in this place, Noxiqual. I am sure you are on your guard, but there is more to this place than meets the eye.
oh, I can tell you, I've already found some of their secrets that you may not be privy to. They are tapping the elemental plane of air to generate magical residuum and energy that they are collecting by drawing essence from that plane into this world.
Elemental plane of air.
Yep.
And
we have these
what
giant...
did the elemental plane of air think of this?
Talvantus didn't seem happy when he spoke to us. He called the Citadel the enemy.
And where is Talvantus now?
I wish I could tell you. Lykar was
His
the only one.
to the world is gone.
Yes, Lykar was his connection, and I don't know where Lykar is. No one does.
Well, isn't that just nice and tidy? Who does that benefit?
Well, it would benefit, I would think, the Silver Citadel a bit.
There are eyes and ears all about this place.
Mm-hmm.
Unseen ones.
Well, I wish I could protect further, but we should keep our conversation brief then. There's much that we need to discuss, but perhaps not here.
He just like whispers to you really quick before just completely winking out. He's like, "You're being watched now."
All right.
You look around. There's nobody nearby, but he just like completely like just blinked out and.
Yep. Let me see something. 1 second here.
As for you in the stream chat mentioned the bracers of defense. I wonder if that was what you were thinking of.
I thought it was an amulet, but actually it is a cloak.
Yeah, but they also mentioned the
bracers
cloak.
of defense. Yeah, that's a good
That's
one.
That's a really good one for.
Yeah,
that would be actually.
It doesn't go to your saving throws, but it gives you 2 to the AC.
Yeah,
which
would be even better.
Do you like that better?
Yeah.
Okay, well, he's making bracers instead of a ring.
How much more gold is that?
We'll just do the same, right?
Okay.
It's about the rare item.
So that puts him up to 23.
I don't know if I'm completely screwing that up or not, but whatever. We'll run with it.
I think they're slightly more rare. Let's see, bracers, because I seem to recall them being.
Well, Drake did pay him extra, I believe.
If they're a
higher... No, they're both rare.
Okay.
Both require attunement.
Yeah, there we go. The Silver Citadel is giving you a fantastic price because they're seeing this as it's not just helping you; it's helping them and the whole realm.
So I don't see any sensor. There's no divination that I can see. I have the scrying spell, so I know like there would be like invisible sensor.
Okay, so just immediately looking around,
yeah.
You don't see any sensor. Do you have a see invisibility effect going?
I do not have it going, but Esper, I could activate it once per day.
With the mask?
Yep.
With the helm?
Well, with my invocation that should be created.
The invocation. Very well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you activate see invisibility?
Yeah.
There is a creature there on the side of the boulder, very close to you, that you now can see. It looks very much like something you encountered in the labyrinths outside the secret playground. It's a small-sized, gray-skinned fae person, like kind of like a fairy or sprite-looking person, and has moth wings.
Moth wings. And it's
They don't look like the death moths.
No. I that was not where I was going with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
So it's there, just like 10 feet away,
10
just
feet
like
away.
listening in and looking. And so you can see, like, you know, like maybe half the thing's body as it's spying there.
Don't want to piss off an archmage by killing its pet, but I'll turn slowly in a circle, like looking around, let my eyes kind of sweep past it a little bit, and then I will slowly leave the area, just mumbling to myself, like, huh, weird. And I want to see if it follows me back into the Citadel, to my room. I'm going to my room.
So it follows you when you're in an exterior area, but once you go back through the gate and, you know, into the door, into the tower,
Yep.
it doesn't go inside.
So it doesn't go inside, but it will stay outside. So that implies to me that's external to the Silver Citadel.
Someone talked, I'm trying to remember who it was. It might have been the guys that were smoking out Carderock. They were saying that there's like invisible guardians or watchers along that great staircase.
Interesting. Well, I guess I'll have to talk to the masked one next time I'm on board my ship in my fane. Yeah. That's unfortunate, but yeah. What you gonna do?
Well, where does Noxiqual go now? Like, what's his next? Is he just like going to eat dinner and take care of his own
I
business?
feel like he called the crew together, the few that are left that he has, and we need to discuss what our next step.
All right. So, are you calling them together like in your own personal quarters?
Yeah, that seems legit.
Okay. You're waiting for everyone to come. You know, maybe you've just knocked on doors or sent a page, and the masked one appears again, coming out of the shadows.
Oh,
he's intent on talking to you.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, then never mind. Yeah. I see that
It's uncomfortable to be in here, so
yeah.
I won't tarry.
Yes. Well, there's more information I have that I have to relay to you. As I said, Sortiza told us that the world's coming apart, and apparently there's a temple. I don't recall the name. Something Bell, South, and not Griswold. Grisbane.
Broken Bell Temple in Gitsgrond.
Broken Bell Temple in Gitsgrond.
Yes, that's it.
I am aware of this place.
I don't know much about it myself, but apparently that's where we can go to help whatever it is that Sortiza wants done.
Mm-hmm. You're interested in helping Sortiza?
I'm interested in reality not collapsing or you not getting, sent somewhere else or your past changing and such.
I am of the Shadowfell. I do not think that will happen to me.
Oh, that's good. I will say this, two other things. We learned that there are these things called, what are they called? The Auspexes, and that the Mer Queen was one of them. Are you familiar with them?
Yes.
The Mer Queen was the Auspex of dreams. She was born in a place with her Fey parent, her father, that apparently turned her into an Auspex of dreams. And furthermore,
her father was an Eladrin, and then her mother was a merfolk, and she was born in the Osterwald forest, or like the the coast just off the Osterwald forest, and born the Auspex through happenstance, something.
Yeah, something happened, and she's the Auspex of dreams.
Oh,
yeah,
that would make a lot of sense.
all the pieces fall together.
Was a Fey Auspex born into the mortal world?
The Osterwald, apparently the Fey merged part of Drakengrim with the Feywild. The Osterwald and the Isle of
Ishkadam.
Ishkadam.
The Isle of Ishka, and then Ishkadam is the city there.
Yes. Apparently they are all merged. Yeah. I assume there are places where the Shadowfell and our plane are also merged at points, so it's not unheard of.
Oh yes, the Shadow Temple is one such place.
Shadow Temple?
Yes, it is in the wastes of Western Jaya.
Oh, okay. I never heard of any place in Drakengrim called that, so it confused me.
Sadly, no, it is quite far from here, and its state was a bit affected by a group of roustabouts known as Phantasmagencia. But I still hold sway there.
Good to know. Also, I know of another aspects. There are apparently 2 in our entire world, to the knowledge of the gods that we spoke with. The other one is Robin, my former crewmate.
Robin and Auspex.
Auspex of beauty, apparently.
Well, that also does make sense now. Oh, Glacia lust for him so greatly.
It all kind of fits the puzzle pieces into place.
Yes, doesn't it?
Doesn't change what I have to do, but...
Speaking of Glacia, you are setting up for the assault on Nyarlathotep's realm.
It is to be done. I was hoping that I could take care of the Archangel Victorial before we went there. That way I could simply take the boots and have your whole set complete without having to deal with any complications afterwards.
Noctis would provide you great protection against whatever horrors you meet in that realm of madness. Not
to mention, with the reality frayed, I'm worried about the far realms taking advantage of this opportunity.
Yes.
If we could strike them a blow so they can't take advantage of it, that might be a good thing.
Well, what do you feel is your priority then?
Drake has said that he will leave my crew. He wants to be released from his promise to you and to me. If we do not go straight to Grisgrond. Wow. Yeah, sorry. Having trouble remembering names tonight. And to the temple there, where we will do the task that was set to him by his god.
Yes, likely to slay some beast or recover some relic. Whatever needs to be done there.
Yes. Now, that while it does not necessarily interest me personally, I do have a vested interest in reality not folding upon itself and coming apart in such a way that...
Things are changing drastically, it would seem, in this realm. How rapidly this occurs, we have yet to observe, but my hunch is that time is of the essence. Is it possible for you to reclaim the remaining 2 items expeditiously?
I could go straight. It would take me some time to get to the temple at the end of the world, but I could go straight there. From there, getting back to the Devil's Den, that's the problem. It'd be quicker, I suppose, to assault the realm of... wow. I'm just having trouble. Yeah, Nyarlathotep.
The Wanderer King.
Yeah, the Wanderer King. It would be simpler to go straight back to the Devil's Den and make our assault, but there's no guarantee that we'd be successful. And even then, I would need to complete my task to Glasiah before she would turn over your boots, unless we betray her, in which case that's not going to end well.
Well, I like to think I am on good standing with Glasiah, as good as one can curry with devils without consigning over your very soul. I would hate to burn that bridge.
I agree. But the boots, potentially, I don't know their abilities, could allow us to reach the temple at the end of the world quicker.
Oh.
If they have some sort of travel abilities that could extend to my ship.
Well, they would not extend to your ship, unfortunately, but you could bring allies with you, walking through the dark passages.
Mm.
The shadow spaces of the world can lead you to great and wondrous locations, much faster than the speed of normal waking men.
What do you think of this, then? This is my proposal that I'll take to my crew, to the archmages and such. Have the archmages send us to our ship, teleport us back to the Devil's Den. From there, we assault Nyarlathotep's realm with the devils. We sacrifice however many of them we need to get the boots and escape with them. And from there, I take... It's going to... The temple at the end of the world is so far by ship. It's not an easy voyage.
It is at the end of the world, after all.
Exactly. What if... And I would not go north. That way passes by Pax Marta and the Merqueen's former realm, which might be Pax Marta's way. What if we went south by Grisgrond, dealt with the temple there, and then circled around and came up north on the western side of Dreckengrim to the temple? Does that not seem like the quickest route that is not madness?
If you recover the boots, you will be able to walk with your allies to the temple faster than sailing your ship there.
I would have to convince the devils to allow me to use them. They would want to take them immediately. That would take some silver tongue.
Without Robin, the aspects of beauty as your bartering chip.
That would be difficult indeed. But now that I know he's the aspects of beauty, perhaps that gives us some weight. This information was not upfront. She did not reveal this to us. How do you think we could leverage that? What's that?
Of course she didn't.
No. But do you think we could leverage that in some way to raise our price, if you will, negotiate slightly differently? Is there any wiggle room that you can think of?
Well, I'm no infernal barrister, but there must be a way to renegotiate a contract. You haven't even taken the first step of the campaign.
Indeed. Well, I think we should go from here back to the ship and deal with the boots. Then either to Robin or to Grisgrond. Although Robin would be on the way to Grisgrond, potentially. I feel like that is the path we must take.
There are many unknowns, but it's better to have some plan than none at all.
I think
you might have to alter things as you go along, but I trust that what you're doing is as sound as any in this mad era. Things are drastically changing, Noxiqual. There is something about that. I can't quite place my finger, my shadowy tendril upon it. But I will say this. You must face the fact that in the near future, you might have to leave Drakengrim.
Really? Near future. Well,
if the gods are returning, they might reshape this to their own design.
That is true. I did not like the fact that the mists are no longer our barrier to them. I guess
we are now subjected to the dream realm of Emerantha. What is to stop the dragon god from merely alighting here at his whim?
Nothing. I think we need to We need to get your relics, your artifacts back as soon as possible, no matter what the cost.
Now you're speaking sanely.
All right. I think with that in mind, I have my plans, at least in part. Things will change based as new information becomes available.
Yes.
But we'll speak again when we're in my fane aboard the ship.
Until then.
And then
He fades back into the shadows.
I know, I make it sound so easy. It's like, oh, well, we'll just go take the boots back from Nyarlathotep.
Over to Nyarlathotep's corner of the far realm, get these legendary boots, walk
Defeat
the world, maybe sell the aspects of beauty to an archdevil, and defeat an archangel.
Oh yeah, totally. That archangel defeated a titan. So I have to be better than a titan, apparently. So.
Oh my!
Yeah,
my.
that is a thing. That's a tall order, and we're down Lycar.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun one.
With that all in mind, calling the crew together to get ourselves underway potentially.
All right, so everyone gathers together. Card, Drake, Arlen. Arlen has been keeping to himself a lot. So I'm going to just, in a very limited way, roleplay him here. Noxiqual, mages have asked me some questions about my magical practices, where I've learned wizardry, where I draw upon my necromantic power, and such. I've done my best to handle these questions, but I worry that they think I need to be under their regulations once this war is finished.
Well, Arlen, let me ask you a question. How attached are you to these lands of Dreckengrim? Would you be willing to leave them to no longer be, now that the mists are gone, new horizons have opened up?
I have a certain attachment, though not necessarily to these lands.
Perhaps the Silver Citadel will be focused on the war at hand, and we can find a way to make it so that it is not a relevant concern at the end of the war. If you've accomplished everything that you need.
I like the sound of that.
Well, let's table that for a moment. We need to address immediate actionable items.
All right, everyone. What do you all think should be the Stormbringer's next jaunt?
Well, so Card still has some wandering around to do in the Silver Citadel.
Yes.
But as for the planning meeting, though, actually, I think he's probably going to sit back and wait for Nox and Drake to outline their ideas. Well, I think his idea is basically the same as one of theirs.
Drake would like to take care of the temple first, if he can. But again, it all depends on if Noxiqual gives him permission to go. If he doesn't, then he will stick with Noxiqual.
Yeah, I know where Drake stands.
Yeah, so it really is going to come down to what Noxiqual wants.
I do want to hear what Carderock's thoughts are. Is he just with Nox, whatever he decides?
Well, I had thought that Drake's idea was most sound. The gods are returning, and I'm not sworn an oath as a paladin, but I am a man of their will, at least to a certain extent. How quickly do you think we can accomplish this not entirely simple task you have set before you?
Honestly, I would like to accomplish it as quickly as possible. The the first step would be to get the Silver Citadel to grant us the power to teleport, as they've done once before with themselves, back to my ship.
And moreover, how do I know it's the right thing to do? How am I so sure that you accomplishing your still somewhat shadowy mission is
Carderock,
not, in fact, a force against the gods?
Interesting. You bring up a very philosophical and deep question. Let me answer it for you. Am I your captain?
Well, as I recall, I never swore you an oath. We entered into this on equal footing because you make a lot of money.
I do believe that you agreed to serve on my crew. I seem to recall back in the Dwarven town that you were asking to join my crew.
Out of character, I actually don't completely remember, but I thought the idea was he was trying to like be on as somebody with like a stakeholder sort of.
I do not believe that was how it was, but I can't.
A long time ago now.
I feel like we'll review
personally
the records
don't
later.
recall Carderock like becoming an official crew member subordinate to Captain Noxiqual.
So he's just been on my ship taking a share.
Yeah, through your graces as your ally.
Well, he hasn't been taking a share of like something distributed by Noxiqual, I don't think.
All right, that's fine. No, that's fine. I thought I paid you. Well, let me just, in that case, Carderock, let me put your mind at ease, since you seem to be having moral ambiguity dilemma. How do any of us know what's the right thing to do? You must look to your own guidance, your own moral compass, and ask yourself, is this a problem for me? Will I benefit from this personally? Will it hurt others? Will it affect anyone that I care about?
Ah, yes. Answering an unanswerable question with an unanswerable question. Well, I suppose Drake is the key to going south. If he's on board with your plan, I'm not to stop you. I feel like I'd be on the wrong side of history if I were to oppose in any direct way your plan, since you are set on doing it. I'm sure a certain long-winded dwarf would have a couple of hours of things to say about dreams and how they go and fluctuate.
Well, let's look at it this way. We are going to the temple eventually. It's just not the first thing on our list. And I would argue, if it were to please the court here, that stopping Caius and the old ones from a foothold in our world in these turbulent times, if they get in, we may never be able to deworm this plane of existence, as it were.
Yes, it does seem as though one aquatic lich's shut door is one walking worm's open window. This is true.
There is a power vacuum, and with the artifacts and with the power of Nyarlathotep, who is the slave of Caius, that could be an opportunity that they're imminently planning to utilize.
I know not the full extent of your dark dealings with whatever it is with which you consort, and I am not sure I would care to know, but it does seem to be in the best interests of these newly reformed gods to stop another antagonist from entering the realm.
I mean, when it comes right down to it, at the end of the day, Carderock, if you get to kill monsters, make money, and sing your tales of your adventures, and the world is still here.
Well, I can do so behind stone walls, yes. Slaying
You
gives
will
me
get
no-
your keep.
Though my sword is named Joy, slaying is not a pleasure in of itself. And money is but a tool to achieve said stone walls. Masonry is expensive, you know.
Yes, yes.
Well,
Well,
stones grow on trees.
put it to you this way: if it comes to it, we will make sure that you get your interests at the end of the day. But for now, I intend to pursue the artifact, this lead that is time sensitive for me.
Mhm.
Yes, and I shall not interfere with that. I shall be
Good.
aboard. Well, not this. I shall be aboard the. What the hell did we call it? The ship that we're going to rename the Auspex now.
Oh yes, your
I
ship.
shall be aboard the Auspex.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
For Carderock.
Okay.
What does Carderock think about the idea of abducting Robin and turning him over to Glacia the Archdevil?
I feel like that should have come up.
So Card's whole thing with Robin is that he's glad that he's free of the thing for now, because he was kind of resigned to the idea that Robin had made his bed and needed to lie in it, because that's something Robin undertook completely voluntarily, and
No one bent his arm.
yeah, against any advice of anybody advising him otherwise. And that personally, I don't think Card himself would want to be complicit in abducting him to force him back, because he thinks, okay, he seems to have gotten away, but he also, I assume, has seen this settings version of like a drug abuser or gang member or somebody who's stuck in a vicious cycle where even if they seem to have gotten out, they're probably potentially going to get dragged back in some way at some point. So he's
But will he? I mean, that wedding / divine moment at the Ambrosia Temple seemed to really be a personal transformation for him.
It did. Card is glad about that, and he hopes this state persists. I don't think he would be directly complicit in the abduction. I think if anything, he would oppose it. But if it happened without his intervention,
so
he wouldn't like go.
The way I see it happening is I'm not going to be taking you, Drake, or I would have taken Lycar, but he's not here anymore. Like, this is going to be a Captain Noxiqual and Robin moment face off. Maybe Arlen will join in, but that's going to be really interesting having Nick play both his characters.
Hey, I can recommend it.
I think it'll be great. I would bring Arlen along just so it's 2-1.
Which would be very interesting because I don't think Robin would go down easily, so a lot of noise would be thrown up, bringing both Drake and Carderock into this mix.
Well, and so out of character, I mean, Card is happy to go along with Noxiqual on the thing. It's just when the part about Robin comes up, he might well be on the other side of it. I don't know. I assume there wouldn't be a fight about it, but it would be a potentially contentious point.
Well, we're headed back to the Devil's Den regardless to get our ships. That's step one.
Right.
Once we're on our ships, I feel like that's the opportunity that we use to invade. We're right there at the door, you know.
Yeah.
Let's get the Devils, go through,
Right.
get the boots. We'll negotiate. Abigor holds on to them or something in behalf of, you know, whatever, because that other Devil's obviously incompetent. So Abigor holds them in escrow, and then I need to get Robin, where I'll go get Robin and take him with me, and yeah, it should all work. So,
are you going to enlighten Drake?
Oh no.
No, you don't want to enlighten Drake because Drake
will
instantaneously
Drake's already like one step out the door. I don't need to like have him turn around, kick the door back in, and come in fist swinging.
Because that fight, as much as I think Drake would lose, I think he could probably make it a dual knockout. Because of Just
You'd be
that much
nasty.
good.
I have no doubt about it. I would have to use every dirty trick in the book.
Exactly. And because you're using every dirty trick in the book, I think the only way Drake could win would be for them taking both of them out at the same time.
Probably. But
Yeah.
that's why I'm taking the control out of Drake's hands.
Yeah,
by
you
not
don't give
telling
Drake
him
anything.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right. So it sounds to me that the two big deciding points, like the two biggest potential priorities, would be the assault on Nyarlathotep's realm to try to get the boots of shadow walking, or the Broken Bell Temple in Gitsgrond to try to restore the presence of Sortiza's divine power in Drekingen.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of Sortiza. Like, she's going to get the weave fixed eventually. We'll help her out, but I'm going to keep Drake with me during, like, I feel like I can use Drake still.
Mhm.
And once he's done Sortiza's thing, who knows, you know? So.
All right. Well, I think we should really make an official choice on this because there are big implications and big consequences to either choice here.
No. I'm of the opinion, and you guys can help me decide. I'm of the opinion that we go back to the Devil's Den and then we go attack Nyarlathotep. And we get the boots. Because I'm going to need those boots.
Yes, this does seem the most pressing matter. I shall be aboard the ship.
And I even had a better idea too, but we can do it later. It's the boots. Once I have the boots, I'll take Arlen to Shadow Walk to Grenadoa, find Robin, Shadow Walk him back after the encounter to the ship in the Devil's Den, and we just tie everything up right then with that.
Okay, that might work.
Yes.
It might also fail miserably with death and destruction, but it also might work.
I mean, these are all built on a loose chain of thin strings that could snap at any point on the way.
We're playing with silk string here that might break.
Yeah. Silk is too strong. We're playing with
I know, but I'm talking about how thin it is.
Yeah.
You're walking on yarn, juggling fire.
Yeah. Anyways,
Drake, so let's see what Drake's is. Drake just gonna loyally go
he
along
will
as part of the party,
Noxiqual
or do you think
unless
that it's such a priority to get to Broken Bell Temple now that you're going to split from the party and try to take that solo?
Well, Noxiqual, it sounds like Noxiqual's not giving permission to go, and it's not releasing.
I would ask. Here's how this conversation would go. Drake is like, "Will you release me from my oath so that I can go?" If I tell him we're going to the Devil's Den and we're going to take care of an assault on Nyarlathotep's realm.
Drake would then ask for either permission or the oath be free of his oath.
And here's the conversation. I would ask Drake that you come with us. I would be loath to allow you to leave my crew at this crucial time when we have lost Lykar. He could be dead. He could be gone from reality for all we know. It is a great loss that weighs heavily on me. And to lose another so soon would be more than I fear the Stormbringers would be able to handle. If we lost our strength, our fist in this time, we may never return from the realm of Nyarlathotep. We might all be doomed to end our days in that realm. And while you may succeed at your quest in Grisgrond. Yeah, Grisgrond.
Here, I'll type it in a message.
Yeah, I'm just names. My memory.
You're having what I usually have problems with.
Yeah, I'm having a bad night. Gitsgrond. Thank you. Yeah, while you may succeed, if the Stormbringers fall, that was something that I bet that you would not forgive yourself, having lost the opportunity to protect those among us that you have made connections with. Heck, I'm even tempted to call upon old allies like Kivish and Robin, but I know they have their own lives and I will not interfere in them.
Drake is silent for a good solid minute as he's like deep in thought and thinking on this. You can see he's not upset, but he's just like worried that he's making the wrong decision, about to make the wrong decision. I gave you my oath to help you, and I will keep that oath. If you're not releasing it, I will follow you and help you retrieve these items. Much as I believe our course should be to this temple, the Broken Bells. If you believe it is necessary to get these boots, as you said, first, then we will get them.
The boots are of great importance. Perhaps the most important thing that could help save this world in my eyes. But I understand that there are those who do not share this view. Drake, as of this moment, I release you from your oath. You do not have to come with me. I ask that you do, but if you feel that you must go to the temple without us, I would accompany you to the temple after we have finished in the realm of Nyarlathotep. But if you feel that this is the course you must take, I will not drag you by a rope that is your oath to me and to the masked one.
I will help you get these boots, but I would ask after them that I be free of my oath.
I will not make an oath, but I will tell you that after we have gotten the boots back, I will come with you to the temple.
I thank you for that.
All right.
If we may give me a chance to attune to these bracers, and he shows the bracers he's got, they'll at least help me better able to defend us there.
Yeah, it doesn't take very long, an hour or so, I would imagine.
And then as soon as that, I will be ready.
Sure. All right. Well, now it's time to convince the Silver Citadel to give us use of teleportation.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I would actually like to move things to the next day because it's still so new and they're really engrossed in trying to.
I figured let's all rest the day, and like that all happened that night, and it's like let's sleep on it.
Okay, so following day, there's like another high council meeting. I mean, everyone's still here, and the archmages have done some information gathering, particularly Dorian Keldon. So there's a lot of chatter. You're still waiting for everyone to arrive at the meeting hall. A lot of people are there, but not everyone has arrived yet. And no one's waiting for everyone to get there. And everyone's just blathering out. Hansel Gekri, Archmage of Necromancy, he was helping Dorian Keldon yesterday and last night. Dorian's not there yet, but Hansel helped him in divinations. He was talking, Dorian relayed everything directly to him, and he relayed it to others. So Dorian says some things such as, it is true, the mists have gone. There are no sea mists spotted off any coast, any port, anywhere. From Bliskmill to Grenadoa to Ishkadam.
Does this mean the Deep Drinker will now have free reign?
The Deep Drinker's not imagined to be present here at the moment, so he is not considered a priority. We also have come to the understanding that none dreamt last night, only a black and dreamless sleep. No one seems to have had any dream.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
We believe that the forces of Pax Mata, the undead army, still exist. They have not been wiped out of existence. And as much as that is not a pleasant thing to say, I, for one, am not surprised. It was her mother, after all. She existed before her. So we still believe the threat is real and imminent. But shall we have allies now in the gods? There's word that their presence is returning, a divine connection renewed.
Some of them, I believe,
have not forgotten us entirely.
I would not put all your faith in the gods. They are not omnipotent. They did not know that they do not understand the chronomancy magic that one of your own did. So I would not say that they are necessarily the best qualified to handle these mortal affairs.
and they're also dealing with matters elsewhere. Dionysus is at war. I'm not quite sure with who, but he has led his halls in battle.
Oh, it is all too much to comprehend, but what we feel is correct at this juncture is that the forces of undeath from the north still are an imminent threat, and they must be met, and our campaign against them will proceed. And in 2 weeks' time, the armies shall march from the Southlands towards the ruins of Rockness.
2 weeks is not a long time.
Why delay when all could be unraveling every passing minute for all that we know?
I suppose that's true.
The Archmage strokes his wispy white beard and collects his thoughts. Stormbringers, will you remain here until the campaign commences?
I am afraid that we have very urgent business that would require us elsewhere. But on that note, I have a request of the Silver Citadel's archmages.
Yes.
Would you be able to provide us with either transportation services of teleportation or an object that could allow us to teleport ourselves quickly back to my ship and possibly to other key locations in Dreckengrim, such as the temple that Drake requires?
Well, I suppose we could afford something if it is a dire need. May I ask what is so pressing?
Well, 2 things. First, we believe that... Did I bring up Caius to them before? Or was that...
The general idea is that Caius ultimately is the power source behind
Proxmarta,
Amaranth, all those undead things.
Caius is the enemy who is manipulating Poxmarta, who has enslaved Nyarlathotep and seeks to conquer Dreckengrim as his own domain. My understanding is that there is, shall we say, an item that he possesses that is a great threat that could allow him to transport creatures from the far realms into Dreckengrim, especially now that the Dreckengrim is no longer shielded from others, is not the domain of the Merqueen, the Auspex of Dreams. So I feel that we need to stop him, and there is an opportunity to do so working with Glacia, an archdevil who has made it her business to attack a realm of Nyarlathotep where this item is being kept. The item used to belong to Glissaya.
And what is this item?
It is a pair of boots. A boots of shadow walking that Nyarlathotep has used to sneak between realms. I believe he's used it to influence things here in Drakengrim.
Boots of shadow walking. Those are a dangerous relic if misused by evildoers.
Mm.
This is a rare thing, yet you know of it, Noxiqual.
I have made
They
it my
are
business to know.
precious to your patron.
They are precious to me, yes.
He forged them himself.
What interest is that of the Silver Citadel?
We want to know who it is we are dealing with.
My patron has interest in these boots, and he has bade me to at least ensure that they are not in the hands of a old one who uses them to penetrate our world and our realm.
Of course, but where do your loyalties ultimately lie, Captain Noxiqual?
With myself, of course.
There's a bit of a bit of utterances and mumbles. At this point, there's 6 archmages here. They're still missing 2, Dorian and Wolfgang Ironskins. At this moment, Wolfgang Ironskins enters, and he goes and he walks to where the other 6 are there in their high chairs, and he like consults with them quietly, and there's like more growing whispers and muttering, and then the voices start to clamor, and everyone's still there, the same high council from a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And there's a grim look on the faces of the archmages.
Mm-hmm.
And they relate to you a disturbing finding. Dorian Keldon is gone.
Hmm.
He is gone in the sense that Lykar is gone, or gone in the sense that he has left the Silver Citadel, but still
gone. As Lykar is gone somehow. There was no trace of him.
He did not leave you a dear Wolfkin letter.
No letters. And none of our magical senses detected anything. Just gone.
Yes, this is the other matter that we need to address. The weave of the world is coming apart. These sort of things could be the norm now, and it could get worse if we do not correct it. I believe that if you wish this to no longer happen in the world or grow worse, we must go to the temple in
Gitsgrond. Wolfgang Ironskins disagrees. That will not happen. Not here. He's the Archmage of Transmutation.
Yeah.
I spent all of yesterday, all of last night, performing ritual after extended ritual to assure this entire citadel is held in integrity. It will not unravel. It will not unbind. It will not phase out of existence.
So this is the life raft in the storm of the world. This is the storm's eye, you say.
It is always such here in this place.
And
I do not think it is possible that Dorian Keldon phased out of existence. All here is bound.
So you suggest instead he divined what it was that Peter Peter Lonegriff and Lyca did. You're infecting me. Stop it.
Boxbrom, the halfling of conjuration, he stands up, which brings him kind of just to everyone else's laps.
Nothing was so amiss until these damn Stormbringers came here. Everything's been going to hell since they arrived, and he's talking about dealings with devils.
And who was it that asked us to come here?
Not me. It was Dorian Keldon, and curiously, he's gone now.
Yes, and here you are waving arms. You would blame the chirurgeon who discovers the cause of a plague as the one who brought it upon us?
Well, it seems an awful coincidence, doesn't it?
Correlation, what was it they said? Does not imply causation? Or was it implode? I don't recall the line.
Stop this bickering.
Yes.
If we have truly lost Dorian, he was the font of information. He was the one who was gleaning the secrets. The diviner is gone.
Sounds to me like you need other sources of information, and I am here providing you information. If you wish, send us away. I will do what needs to be done with or without the Silver Citadel. But if you wish to have this storm tamed, it seems to me that you need the Stormbringers now more than ever.
Kyger Singatel, Archmage of Abjuration, says, Stormbringers, I understand the urgency of your matter. If I can perhaps procure a couple of scrolls of teleportation circle, would that suffice for you?
Remind me, Esper, was there a teleportation circle?
The Silver Citadel has a teleportation circle here.
But was there a teleportation circle at the Devil's Den?
No. There was only that gate, Nyarlathotep gate thing.
That would be helpful in the future, but not immediately so. We need a spell that will teleport us to the Devil's Den where my ship and the other ship is anchored.
So Dorian's gone. He had teleportation, and everyone looks at Boxbrom Tealbeard,
the Conjuration
Archmage, who also has teleportation.
Has he been one of the ones that's not in favor of us?
I'd rather get fucked by a cactus.
That could be arranged.
That could be arranged. I'm about to say that can be very easily arranged.
These four should be thrown down into the second dungeon.
Didn't we meet some
second dungeon? The second dungeon, you say?
You've seen the first level of the dungeon here. That's where
Look at him. He has a second dungeon. What do you say? And he looks at Braylith of Undine, and then at not Dorian Keldon, but Selah Fraelis and the others sort of.
Braylith it just goes like that, and like a bunch of little illusory cacti just go sprouting out.
I'm just remembering those cactus.
Of course, feed them to the dragon.
All right.
Yes.
There are others who realize how ludicrous your idea sounds.
Listen.
Now, you have this power. Are you not
afraid
of its use?
Old wizened, great, white-bearded Hansel is trying to calm everyone. Calm. I don't know if we'll be able to give you this teleportation, but I think I am understanding of Kyger, and we could give to you at least one, if not two, scrolls of teleportation circle that would get you back here in the blink of an eye.
I suppose that's a useful gift. I would prefer some item that allowed us to teleport directly to a location, but if that's all that you have to offer, then we best leave today.
I seem to be short on rings of wishes at the moment.
That's fine. Soon, if all goes to plan, we'll have boots that allow us to walk across the breadth of Dreckengrim with a couple steps.
Well, I don't know if they're quite all that, but they are a wonder.
We'll see.
Tiger says, I will see to a page. Captain Noxiqual will send you the scrolls as quickly as possible. And you have my best wishes in this important task that you are going to fulfill. I trust that it is going to not only be of great benefit to recover this relic, but it will also help strengthen our forces in the war that we all know is coming.
I would say that if you wish the Stormbringers to be of aid in this war, making us stronger would be to the benefit of all.
Yes, I think that is only logical and reasonable.
And as you said, we have 2 weeks. What are we going to do? Sit here in the Silver Citadel for 2 weeks?
You can
preparing.
You can make it to the Devil's Den on foot in 3 days.
Exactly.
Perhaps even faster if you can hasten along. We shouldn't waste any more time with this bickering. Yeah. We need solutions. There's a lot of people that haven't stopped muttering amongst themselves, and everyone's gonna we need to do another search party for Dorian. And there's a lot of desperate, panicky feelings with Dorian coming up missing.
I feel bad that Dorian's missing, but at the same time, Noxiqual's like, that's a Silver Citadel problem. And while it may affect us in the future marginally, it does not immediately affect my plans or any of our plans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, since I can't do a teleport, I'm of the opinion of securing some horses or some transportation. If not from the Silver Citadel, there's all these parties of people that came here.
Yeah.
We might be able to barter with them or negotiate.
Flying carpet?
A couple. What's that?
Flying carpet?
If the Citadel has a flying fucking carpet, then we're set because we only have 4 people now.
Whoa. Just to be clear, we're just looking for a flying carpet. It doesn't need to be a flying fucking carpet.
Hey. What I choose to spend my gold on, sir.
Somewhere in Dreckengrim, a little boy is playing with his friends outside, and overhead there's a sound. What was that? Nothing, Junior. Nothing.
The Stormbringers.
the scene from Austin Powers. Rocket.
All right.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of a mess in the Great Hall. There's just too many people talking. There's too much speculations. It's not chaos, but it's a really intense, confusing moment.
Yeah.
You can still go and talk to NPCs and talk to people if you want to,
Nah.
but otherwise, you're gonna get the scrolls sent to you shortly.
As soon as we have the scrolls, I'm going to let's go to the party. I don't know, is not Grenadoa, the other city.
Summerfield.
Summerfield. Is the party of Summerfield got any extra horses that can spare 4 horses?
Okay. So you go to Lord Eric Rodvin of Summerfield, who has another lord with him as well. He has Lord Thelmo Godswald III of Grenadoa.
Yeah,
they are very much...
they're tight.
Yeah, well, they're very much allied together at this time, and they're like the 2 major power sources of the humans, of the main race of Dreckengrim and of the Southlands.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they are wearing noble garb. They have on breastplates. They have elite soldiers next to them as bodyguards. They're both men that are getting into their 50s. Lord Rodvin is dark bearded, and Lord Thelmo has a reddish hair. They greet you at your arrival. Greetings, Stormbringers. Apt your name is, as this is the stormiest time I've ever seen in my life.
My lords, is indeed tumultuous times. And it troubles me to have to ask, but our need is great. And I would ask a boon of you.
What is that?
Me and my men here will be leaving the Silver Citadel soon on a urgent quest to try to handle these great matters at
The boots that you spoke of.
and other matters that we didn't get a chance to speak of before Dorian's disappearance disrupted the council meeting. But we need to make haste. Would it be possible to procure 4 riding horses for overland travel?
We are very concerned about our families back home, with people popping out of existence, and perhaps places too. Who is to know what the condition of Summerfield is and Grenadoa? Make a persuasion check, Noxiqual.
Sure. My charisma's pretty good.
So I have heard.
So I have heard myself. Persuasion. I have a 19.
How many horses would you require?
4 would be what we would require. Make haste.
We can spare 4 horses. They will not be our finest, but they will be strong and swift carriers for your excursion here.
That is greatly appreciated, and I guarantee that in our efforts, you will be helping to protect your family for the future as we secure this realm's stability.
I am wagering on that.
I always bet
Lord
on the
Thelmo
Stormers.
Godswald III of Grenadoa
Yeah.
takes you aside, Noxiqual.
Yes, you wish to speak?
Noxiqual, I know who you are. He looks you right into your eyes.
Yeah. I.
Your grandfather, Silas. Your father, Braun. Are 2 of the finest naval captains in the Grenadoa fleet. Your brothers are fine men as well. Surely they will be captains of their own someday. They need your aid at this time. We all do. Once you are done with your affairs, chasing these boots, I urge you, take your ship to Grenadoa. Meet with our fleet there. We will need you. We'll be sailing for the Bevorn Morris in just 2 weeks' time.
Noxiqual has gone extremely stiff, and as his grandfather's name and father's name are mentioned, there's almost an imperceptible little shaking. Like, it's just like a small tremor, like almost unnoticeable unless you're looking very closely. But it's just like of his arm, like where his fist is kind of clenched a little bit.
Lord Thelmo, just his eyes like flit down for just a split second and then comes back up.
Yep. I appreciate you being discreet and coming to me about this concern, Lord Thelmo. It is a possibility that I will keep in mind, but there are things that I must do first before that would be possible. Have you spoken? Does my father know this and who I am? Does he know my identity?
He does.
I see.
You have become larger than life, it seems, Noxiqual. Your secrets will not hold out forever.
I had hoped that this would be the case.
Yes,
It
the
seems
case is that you have a great opportunity in front of you to clear your name, to regain the honor that you probably lost, your reputation a pirate precedes you, and that may not be exactly how you wish to be remembered when all is said and done.
I appreciate you giving me some options. I will keep this in mind.
You make sure that you have your priorities correct. Do not put selfish gains ahead of the needs of the realm.
I know it's not evident because like Noxiqual's probably wearing his armor. I don't know if he has his faceplate up, but he is getting like Noxiqual's a very cold kind of like individual. He doesn't express emotions.
Yeah.
But I feel like he's feeling anger right now, like, and it might be seeping slowly into his expression as Lord Thelmo like tries to tell him, like, I beseech you, and all this, and it's bringing up past that Noxiqual has not thought about for a long time, and he's remembering this anger that he had from a long time ago that he can't really control. So I'm like, Noxiqual's. It's not he's angry at Lord Thelmo. It's just what Lord Thelmo's talking about is bringing up the anger.
So maybe Thelmo understands that or not, and probably not. But
Yeah.
he just—I didn't mean to insult you, Noxiqual, but I want you to
It's fine.
carefully consider your next moves.
I appreciate all that you are doing for me, the horses, and this coming to me. I am sure we will speak again.
Unless plans change, we will be launching from Grenadoa in 2 weeks' time and plan to make swift landfall in the Bavorn Morris. March past that marshland, blighted marshland, upon the ruins of Rockness, and we will bring our forces against the forces of... I'm so used to saying the Merqueen. The forces of
Marta. Yes. Well, I'm sure that if the winds of fortune will it, Stormbringers will be on their way at that time as well. Noxiqual does not say where they will be on their way to, but he says that they will be on their way.
2 weeks, that's enough time to go into another dimension and defeat a god there, and then go to a temple way south of here and restore it to its former glory, and stop by a full dungeon on the way, and then go back up to Beveryn Boris. Yeah.
Are the old ones gods, though? I feel like they're just like entities.
They could be, maybe. Maybe they're like forgotten gods from an alien world.
I feel like they're on the same level as other patrons, so, I don't know. Anyways, neither here nor there.
It's all quite mysterious.
Yeah.
There is another person who wants to say another thing, not to Noxiqual, to...
Yeah.
Oh, whoa, I'm sorry. But I was going to go to Drake, but before I go to Drake, this is the perfect time to go to Carderock, because you're there, and Lord Eric Rodman is there as well, and he's speaking with Carderock. Carderock.
Yes.
It is good to see you again. I wish we were meeting under more favorable times.
Indeed, Lord.
I am well aware of your father and your own desire to establish your house's standing. You've sought after an opportunity to build your own castle for some time.
I have, Lord.
Are there any developments on this front?
I have been amassing wealth, and I have been compiling a list of masons and other such practitioners I would like to build it. I have yet to find a location, and I should reckon that, unfortunately, I do desire more. I do require more coin before it may start. As well,
I don't doubt that you have
as a grant
acquired
from yourself.
Well, that is part of the reason why I wanted to speak with you. I imagine you probably have acquired a fair amount of wealth in this time through these... He gives a quick askance to Noxiqual there. Adventures you have partaken upon.
Yes, and so adventurous they have been.
Words of your deeds have reached me, of course, though not all that I have heard sits well with me. I
Oh,
am of a mind to give you a grant of land and resources to construct your keep once this bloody war is won.
yes, of course,
But I
Lord.
need to have confidence in you, trust, that is. The company that you keep, Noxiqual and this quiet companion of him, the renegade wizard. These are tenebrous associates for you to keep.
They are, Lord. I have not yet seen reason to doubt their capabilities, or to suspect that they would intentionally bring harm to this world. Matters of
I am a busy man, and I'm a man of action and competence, and men of my stock read books by their cover. And when I see these two wearing the outfit of dark souls, I call it as I see it.
yes, well, dark souls are theirs, but they are not without light. In the time, I cannot speak too heavily to the new one, Arlen, though he seems to be a follower of Noxiqual, and in my time with him, I have learned that he should not pose a threat to Sumnerfield. He he is one who associates with beings which aren't entirely gods, but they are like gods. And, well, once these dealings are completed, I do believe he should remove himself from any position to be a threat to Sumnerfield.
You think he will just go away?
That is what it seems. If not, I shall swear him an oath to secure an oath of his in return. And I shall ensure that your interests and his interests are never to come to blows.
It's a lot of hoping and a lot of words. Do the realm well, Carderock. Do what is right by your house, by mine own, by our people. You will win the glory that you have sought, and you will win it through honor of deed.
And this grant of land, of resources, of a license to crenulate, this does not just apply to me, correct? Should I?
It would be to House Harkness. Once this bloody war is done, I will need a guardian north of Strang's Keep. I would not think of sending you out into the bitter bosom of those bleak marshlands, but somewhere in the interim.
I should think a fitting location lies there, should I see it.
Yes.
And if I should fall in
Something
it,
along the river. Something bordering the marshes, perhaps.
ah, yes, decent trade with the dwarves if it's near Norgal's Rock. And should I fall in all this, I should think that my brother Glenn Burney should have a similar sensibility. He was raised by my father as well.
I have not forgotten of him. I've spoken what I have to say. You have this chance to win my trust. Do me proud, Carderock.
Of course, Lord.
Drake, you are approached by someone else altogether, and this doesn't necessarily have to take place while meeting with the nobles of the human nobles. It could be a moment after or a couple moments after that. But someone who has been pretty discreet, wearing a cloak, Thanel Donin, prophetess, leader of the Vortex cult, approaches you. She is a wood elf of the Osterwald forest, and she leaves the few company of those few members of her company that are there and goes to speak with you. by herself. Drake fell. I want to have a word with you.
You may.
Have you sensed it? The divine resurging in this land.
Yes, I met with 3 of them, who just recently begun returning.
You are a favored soul, Drake. Maybe not all can see that, but I see it. Why do you doubt yourself?
For how I was raised and trained. I was raised and trained to be a blade, a weapon in the shadows. It takes much to get over that, and I am growing ever closer for stepping through that bars that hold me back.
When you step through these bars, when you become more than just a tool, what is that like? Is there a feeling or perhaps an image that goes along with this?
Thoughts have come to me on what it will be, and many are not clear. What I do know is I'll begin spreading the true word of Diagnosis as best I can, not what these false teachings were taught. And I believe I will settle down at some point.
Diagnosis brings you strength.
He has many times.
Well, we all need that now. But I tell you, in this hour, we are living by the graces of Sortiza.
That I
If
agree.
not for her, it is unthinkable what might have just happened.
That's why once we are done with Noxiqual's dealings with these boots, we will be going to her temple, the Broken Bells, to hopefully find something that can either aid her or that will fix this mess completely. I believe I will also be parting ways, for the most part, with Noxiqual there. He has agreed to, after the boots, free me of his service. And I believe I will remain at the temple to help keep it in shape and prevent it from being recaptured. And from there, I believe I'll begin teaching the true ways of Diagnosis.
Well, you clearly have a plan that you've put a lot of thought and great care into. Did you know that Sortiza once aided Diagnosis?
I did not.
That she did. It was some time ago, of course, as most of these godly dealings were. But she did. She aided Diagnosis in his battles against Atalos the Reaver. He remained in Niperna, and Diagnosis won favor from the Northlands all the way to Bazagon. It's strange to think of it this way, but I believe the gods need you now. I believe you are favored, exalted perhaps even. Why do you not go to the Broken Bell Temple now?
Because I gave Noxiqual my word to aid him. And I will not break my oath. This will be the last of my oath that I need to keep to him. And then he has also agreed to help me at least find what is at this temple and liberate it from any that sit in it that do not worship.
You're worried about what might happen if you were to break your oath to this captain.
Yes and no. I have my honor that I wish to keep, and while I do know of darkness that lurks within some of my crewmates, Noxiqual has, at least for the most part, kept his end of the bargain that he has struck, so I have no reason to doubt he won't keep it to this.
So I can see why that troubles you. I can see why you imagine terrible dooms that might come upon you then if you are to break this oath. But Noxiqual doesn't know or understand everything that you do. And you don't know and understand everything that he does. You are separate entities. In the end, this is all but energy. And when the energy does not serve you anymore, it can be modified. There is no fearing of doom and dishonor because of that.
Maybe.
Universe is transformation. Transform again. You've done it once before. You can do it now in a different way of speaking.
That is true, and I have a feeling I know what you want. You want me to go straight for this temple, break my oath. Unfortunately, I will not. I am by my word. For if I am not, then I cannot truly say I followed Enosis. For he has kept his words to me of every promise he has granted me.
Well, I will not press this upon you or try to convince you. No, that is your own choice to make. But if you search your heart, you will find the truth. And if you have courage, you will follow it. Something in her words that she says echoes very much the words of Morpheus.
I thank you for your help, then.
If all goes the way that I dearly hope it will not, if all goes for the worst, you may come to the Osterwald Forest, to the Grove of Lunacia. I will give you sanctuary there.
I do not hope that it comes to that. This world, I do not believe it's ready for it to end. I will keep fighting to keep it that way.
Well, may you have victory in your fights and battles. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
She leaves. She seems to smirk a little bit about the idea of fighting and battling and going to war and such, but gives you a smile. And apparently, there's some haven that she says you can come to if worse comes to worse.
Drake is going to go to Noxiqual because this is actually kind of disturbing him at how much this woman is actually trying to get him to leave Noxiqual.
And meanwhile, Card is going to go seek out Brayleth of Undine, and they're going to have a conversation, but we can handle this one first, though. This is
Okay.
It's about a dragon.
perhaps.
Go on.
Captain,
Yes.
our mutual wood elf and female friend has just spoken to me.
Cool. Thanks for a moment. Thaynel?
Yes.
Ah.
She
And what
wants.
did she say? Yeah.
She believes that I am foolishly going with you, even though I told her I will keep my oath. And again, if I come to here, I promise you I will follow you to get those boots.
I appreciate that. I had no doubt that you would keep your word. It is concerning that Thaynel is meddling in my affairs, though.
It is. There's something else.
Yeah. Go on.
She believes she has a safe haven if worse comes to worse.
Oh, where is that?
I'm not sure, and I'd rather not say, because I believe she gave that in confidence, but if it does come to it, I will lead us there as best I can.
Excellent. I will trust that you... Is the safe haven in southern Dreckengrim, or...
It is within where the elves have retreated to create their fae.
So it's in the
forest.
Osterwald or whatever it is?
Yeah. That is all I will say on it.
Sure.
As I do not know.
Just in case you fell and I need to, carry you to the haven.
Yes, but
I think
you have been honest with me for all of our dealings for the most part. I do not believe you have lied or tried to trick me.
Even
with
when
that, I want to give you another promise.
Oh, yes.
When you guys when you and your crew do march north against Marta, I will join you once more for that.
I'm sure that not only myself, but all of the people of Drekengrim would greatly appreciate your skills at our side when we have that. There are not many as skilled in fighting as you, Drake.
I was trained to be a blade in the dark. That was how I was raised. And I will be whatever blade you need for this war that is to come. As long as it's pointed at the true enemies.
And so long as there are no banshees that scream in your face, yes.
I would prefer that, Captain. You can see Drake just shiver because that was he did not like that encounter.
Yeah, that sucked. You weren't perhaps, as I recall.
Perhaps wax in the ears will save me next time.
Perhaps.
But I doubt it. But as I said before, when you send word once you're ready for the crew to sail north against Marta, and I will make all haste with any followers I can gather along the way.
Excellent. But so my understanding is this. We're going to travel by horse to the Devil's Den. Yes?
Yes.
You will help us in our endeavor to get the boots of shadow walking. My hope is to convince the devils to allow me to use them for matters that will pay their price, which they wanted the soul of the archangel. We'll deal with that, though, after we deal with your temple. If I can convince them to let me use them for a number of days, we could potentially use them to cross the continent, if it is possible to go to your temple through the shadow ways. It would certainly be much quicker.
It would be interesting to see how they function, because they almost sound as how I move through the shadows.
Extremely much more, yes, I would say.
Yes.
But if they work as teleportation, but using shadows, that would certainly give us a great advantage in mobility and time saving to get places where we just need to. The temple, for example, is time sensitive. And I would, if we could get there within a matter of days, that would certainly be beneficial.
I do not know why Dinosis sent me there, but I do believe it will help either in the long run or immediate effect of the realities falling apart.
I have never really been one for the gods, but they are useful. Morpheus's healing waters have cured Lycar in the past, helped others. I feel that perhaps if this temple is a Sortiza or Dionysus interest, we might be able to come to some sort of accord with it. So I'm sure that we will deal with that when it arises.
I also wish to tell you this. I will probably set myself there for the rest of my days. I will do what I can to also create a port close by for you to come. You will always have welcome there, as you have welcomed me aboard your crew.
Understood. Well, if that is the case, we'll say our farewells then, but so much could happen between now and then. Let us focus on surviving Nyarlathotep's realm first.
Agreed. That is something I'm not looking forward to.
Well, if nothing else, the experiences that we undergo there may prepare us. I mean, what's a temple, a fallen temple compared to an old one's realm? Will be just a walk in the park.
That is very true. I'll gather my things to make sure I am completely set, and then we can go, I believe. Unless we have anything else.
I love saying things like that and watching Esper's face. He can't control the smirk sometimes.
Oh, God. Yeah. But Drake will pretty much make sure he's got all his stuff and then meet Noxiqual and the rest to go.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to
the Silver Citadel itself, the actual occupants who live here, and the esteemed, prestigious guests that are part of the High Council, all are still in a state of great intense discussion and speculation and worries and planning, and it's like I said, it's not total chaos, but it's very hectic. You all have a plan, though.
Carderock needed to get his thing done probably before we wrap things.
Very well.
slowly.
Yeah,
Carderock?
it's something that can be handled at least partially off screen because we're
I know.
planning on being here. Is it one more night, or are we trying to leave almost immediately?
No, I wanted to leave immediately. Time is
All right.
critical for Drake's thing and my thing, and just getting it all done just needs to happen.
Right, that just informs how I'm going to go about this. All right, so yeah, Card is going to go and stop by Braylet of Undine and say, well, so that dream we all had, I'd like to see you pull off a trick half as good as that.
Oh, okay. One half of a trick coming right up.
Wait. Not just like that. I have terms. You decided to take it upon me, or to take it upon yourself, to waste my time last night, and to send me on your snipe hunt and play your little jape upon me. Don't think I didn't appreciate it. My respect is yours. But in repayment, you're going to do something for me.
Oh,
You're going to
I can do many things. Just say
Your
the
archive.
word.
You're going to search your archives and your knowledge and those of other archmages as permitting, and any records you have of Peter Lodogriff or chronomancy. And I no doubt am sure you have some sort of sending spell or other long-distance talking capability.
Of course we do. Best of all, Dorian Kell. Oh, dear. Well, let's hope
Or
we find him tonight.
I'm afraid I'm leaving sooner than that. But however it be, even if you must beseech Morpheus himself.
Well, let's go look for him, my dear fellow. He puts his arm around your shoulder and tries to start walking you in the direction of the exit.
Before that, however you deliver it, you are going to teach me a spell. You're going to create a magic, and I'm going to assist how I can in crafting it, which would grant me the power I might need to ensure this war is ended well, in the interests of, well, myself, my lord, the Silver Citadel, in no particular.
A happy ending. What do you want? Chocolates and roses and perfume?
No, it is going to be something. I'll leave it to you the exact details, although I reserve the right to veto any bad ideas. Something by which I can call upon the past to help me in the present and future, should I need it.
Ooh. This could be dangerous. I love it.
Good. Put on your best bard cap and think about how the history and the lore might come back to haunt my enemies. I'll leave you to that. I am afraid Stormbringers must ride, but something tells me that much like, a legion, or perhaps a fungus, you'll be back. I imagine our paths shall cross again.
Makes me itchy just thinking about it.
Likewise.
Well, consider it done, Carderock. One chronomancy spell that will not destroy you upon casting it.
Good. If it does, I'll haunt you.
It's like a cantrip.
That might not go so well as you intend. I love being haunted.
Well, until we meet again.
Yes. Until a collection of ghosts are banished from my personal mirror forever. May roses forever grow on the grave of your dear Aunt Betsy. Goodbye. He opens a door out of thin air, walks into it, and shuts it.
Nice. Well then, Nox, shall we? I believe you have some business to attend to.
We do. Is everyone done with the Silver Citadel for now, at least? We have these teleportation circle scrolls, but I would
You
prefer
have
not to.
two scrolls of teleportation circle granted
Which
to you by the generosity of the Silver Citadel.
My
So
sword,
this-
mail, and cloak are clean. I trust you have a horse tacked and ready.
I have the horses prepared, yes.
Excellent.
Then I
That's
believe
cool,
we are
actually.
ready.
What's that?
Then I believe we are ready to go.
Wear a storm would be of benefit.
Noxiqual, because of everything that's going on, he glances over at Arlen, who has been, more muted with everything on his mind, of course. But the look Noxiqual gives him is more along the lines of thoughtful. Like there's some there's something there that I guess we won't have time to get into, but next time.
And that's a good spot, I think, to end on with the Stormbringers like clopping down the great stairway of the slope of the mountain away from the Silver Citadel with their sights set eastward.
The camera pans.
Heading back towards Devil's Den. We'll pause it at that. I don't think there's any milestones for this session. It seems more like a lot of things getting set up and plans.
Shame I'm 1 milestone away, but I understand.
Yeah.
Hey, we might have a random encounter that will get to that milestone.
That's true.
There might be encounters in the realm
Wait,
of Yarla's
Esper, you
Hotel.
gotta tease the audience with a cliffhanger. So as the camera pans out, you have to cut away to the villain, Pox Marta, her reaction to losing her daughter.
Tears of blood.
Out of all her eyes, because she's got all those floating eyes.
Oh yeah, all the eyeball
Just
mob.
dripping blood. It's like it's a rain of blood, just droplets of rain.
So is it of sadness or rage? Is the question.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out next
All
time.
I know is I would not want to be whatever mind slave she has as a janitor.
Yeah, that is very true.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, either live or next. I guess I had a couple of announcements. I was supposed to say this at the beginning. So, first announcement, we have a new time for the Land of Dreams and Nightmares. It should, from now on, be on a regular schedule of 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Central Time, 1 p.m. Pacific Time.
And we appreciate
until
you
every
all.
other Sunday.
Yes.
So that should be the schedule to watch out for. And next Sunday, 1 week from today, on February the 12th, I will be live streaming an adventure with Nerdarchy. That will be at 8. Oh my gosh, I think 7 Eastern, 6 Central. I'm going to make an announcement for it so everyone will know.
Oh, I'm gonna miss the first part of it. I don't get home till like 5. Damn.
Yeah, it's going to be 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific. 1 week from today. I'll put out an announcement. I think Nerdarchy is going to announce it as well.
Yep. I may miss that because of my new bedtime, but
Well, you'll be able to catch it later.
I was about to say I'll watch it in the morning. When
It'll stay on my channel in glory forever. We did session 0 last Sunday, and it was a lot of fun. So I look forward to doing that. All right, everybody. Once again, thank you so much for gaming with me, and see you next time.
Indeed.
Later, guys.
Have a great night.